Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to the afternoon session. Today we have one young resource person, Mr. Nisar Kadam from UiPath. Very young in age, but not in the knowledge. You believe it or not, in fact, he was a professor at some point of time for the professors of our college. What I mean to say is, he was a trainer for the professors at our college on a particular tool. Our principal sir will elaborate on the tool and other technology. Formally, I welcome Mr. Nisar Kadam from UiPath on behalf of East Point College of Engineering and Technology for today's student induction program. Mr. Nisar Kadam will be there with us from 2 to 3:30. I also welcome our beloved principal, Dr. S. Prakash sir, and also I welcome Mr. Dhananjay, who is the moderator for the program. I welcome Shilpa Madam, who is handling the YouTube studio from the back end. I also welcome the HODs, my esteemed colleagues, and the students. Thank you. Now, may I request our principal, Dr. S. Prakash sir, to say a few words about this program.
Yeah. Thank you, Maruti sir. Welcome back, students. It's again afternoon session. It is always very difficult to manage you all people from morning. We had one of the best session. Now we have understood that you people don't require any more senior professors like us now. Now you want all youngsters who speaks in your own language and your peer people you require. That's the reason today in this complete induction program we have got the people who sync with you people, who sync with your mindset. Okay. Today we have Nisar Kadam. He is a best friend of mine. We got connected on LinkedIn. Afterwards, Shilpa Madam took it forward. He's been associated with our college. He trained our faculties and a set of batch of students on UiPath. People know that. Just for the information for the students, we have started Industry Institute Integrated Learning Programs as one exclusive department. In that, UiPath is one exclusive vertical wherein we train the students on robotic process automation. And Nisarg has been the MVP most valued professional of UiPath. He's a senior consultant at Wonderbots. He has been helping us to empower the students on robotic process automation skills. Tomorrow, you all students who are there in the first year, when we throw up this complete Industry Institute integrating learning programs to you people, you can choose any of these verticals. And today, RPA is one of the vertical which is actually generating lot of jobs with better packages. So we thought that we have one of the youngest mind here who knows about how to actually be consistency in the life and how consistency can take you to the success. He's going to just speak to about this, but still I've requested Nisar to just also add value in terms of how actually UiPath training programs will help the students, and how if we get certified on RPA, what could be the job prospectus for the students in future in next 3 to 4 years, where we always see that AI is going to make difference, artificial intelligence and robotic process automation is going to make the difference. Okay, fine. With this introduction, I once again thank Nisar for taking your time here. Very happy to host you, Nisar. See you again. Probably will be disturbing you for some more sessions next following a few months till this pandemic happens. Probably we request all these industry folks to come and address our students. Thank you once again. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Mr. Dhananjay Kumar to give a brief introduction about the guest, then Nisar will take over the session. Over to you, Dhananjay, sir.
Thank you, Maruti sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Dear participants, as already spoken about our guest by our honorable principal, he's a friend of a principal sir. Maruti sir has already spoken. He is too young. So you can understand the friendship do not have any age limit. Mr. Nisarg Kadam is a competent and versatile developer offering a rich and comprehensive exposure in robotic process automation. His expertise lies in machine learning, chat building, chatbot building, Java, and Python. He is a community organizer for UiPath Mumbai location. Mr. Nisarg is two-time winner of UiPath Global Hackathon, organized by UiPath community. He is currently a senior consultant, automation developer at Wonder Boards Pune. He has got a lot of achievement in such a young age. To name a few, UiPath MVP 2021. He has got first rank in AI category at UiPath 2020.10 Product Release Global Hackathon. He is also the second rank winner of UiPath DevCon, which is a development conference 2020 Global Hackathon. He is also a winner of UiPath Community Contributor Award for Artificial Intelligence Fabric product. With this short introduction, may I request Mr. Nisarg Kadam to join the show. Can we have Mr. Nisarg?
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for hosting. Thank you so much, Dr. Maruti. Thank you so much, Dhananjay sir and Dr. Prakash sir, Shilpa ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for having me here in this session. It was really great, and it is really an honorable moment for me to represent this. And I can't just tell you how happy I am to be here to talk with all of you. Even though it's a virtual platform, I wish I could have been present as a physical there in college. It would have been even more better, and I would have been more happy to see you all happy faces. And thank you so much, Dhananjay sir, again for having me in this session and for such an awesome introduction. So let me get started quickly with my own introduction in very small space, as Dhananjay sir has already introduced a lot. So as all of you know, the professional background of me, I would like you to talk about myself in a personal life, how I am. So I am a dancer, and I was a professional dancer while I was in engineering, and I was running a dance class where when I was like in first year engineering, I was running a dance class. Dance was my hobby. Dance is my hobby yet. I'm also a bike rider. I also love to drive, go on long drives a lot. I'm also a car driver. I also used to play basketball in college. So I was not only into studies. That's what my point here is to talk about. And it is really awesome for each and every person to participate not only in one aspect but also in so many aspects in your life. Your life is not only about studying, not only about going into professionalism, and not only about working hard, but life is all about enjoying it. And while you enjoy it, the most important part is, all when everyone is looking at you, you have to give some positive points to talk about yourself, and you have to give that positive aura. Now, to bring that positive aura, you have to work hard. Now, working hard doesn't only mean you have to simply do repetitive steps, keep working hard, nothing like that. You have to mix all the three things together: consistency, your discipline, and hard work. And all these three things together creates a big success. Now, again, I'm not defining success here. Success is not going to be defined by anyone in this world. Success cannot be defined, and success is not a definition, it is a journey. It is a journey of small milestones that you achieve throughout each and every month, year, however you plan your milestones. I plan my personal milestones per year, and I plan that milestones in such a way that it leads to my goal, and then I eventually achieve it. Because dreams are not those dreams which lets you sleep, and after you sleep you think about it and then you dream about it. It's not those dreams. Dreams are those who doesn't let you sleep. So dream big. That's all I want to say. And so with this, let me start my presentation. And I would like to present some slides, which would be interesting. And I hope you will enjoy the sessions. I will drive the session with small topics and small stories, which you will eventually enjoy a lot. So ideally, truth is consistency is the key to success. And it is really, really important for us to emphasize on consistency. Now, keep doing something repeatedly is not only the consistency, but keep doing something more and more better every day is consistency. Now, every one of us needs motivation, and few of us are so much enthusiastic that if they get small amount of motivation, they can do such large things and huge achievements in life. And that's where motivation is a second name of adrenaline rush in our body. Now, to keep ourselves motivated, we have to make sure somehow we keep ourselves daily motivated, because motivation is the only factor where we can showcase the entire world that we are doing something. Now, if you are in this world, you have to create your own image in such a way that people recognize you, people know you, and increase your scope to the world. Now, what do you do on the daily basis is not only study, is not only do hard work, is not only do repetitive work, but also do what you enjoy more, because that will help you keep track of your happiness in what you do. So some of the people are very lucky that they have the profession of what was their hobby. So for me, my hobby since young age was dance. I was a dancer. So here you can see a small picture of mine where I won in one of my first company, Zensar's Got Talent 2018. So this is a captured picture from there where I won this award, where Hyderabad won for the first time. And that's where I represented Hyderabad when I was in Hyderabad Zinsar. So that's where I want to see do more of what makes you happy, and not only do what is your responsibility, because responsibilities are always going to be there with you till your end of life. But what makes you happy, doing that consistently is also really important. So don't forget to be happy along with studies, along with your education, and along with the responsibilities, because everyone is taking a huge responsibility of some or the other thing. So don't forget to be happy along with this. With this, I would like to start with a small story. Now, this story revolves around know your worth. Now, why this story revolves around know your worth? That's really important. When I was in first year engineering, we had batch of 200 students who joined. Now, out of the batch of 200 students, everybody was classified into 4 different classes. And people were classified as per, not as per their departments though, but as per some ranking that they joined on the basis of. Now, when we were in those classes, there was one student or a friend of mine in first year engineering who was coming from a very rural area. And he was good. He was smart enough to crack the exam and to get into that college, engineering college. Now, eventually, when college started, we started attending lectures, and we found out that my friend was not so good at maths. So let's give a name to my friend. Let's say Manish. So Manish was not good in maths. What happens is every time when he tries to give some small exams in mathematics, he used to fail. He also failed in the first semester. So the mathematics teacher scolded him in front of entire class and just told him that you're not meant for engineering. You might have gone for arts, you might have gone for commerce. Engineering is not your cup of tea. Now, always remember one thing: don't let anybody else decide your future. You're the creator of your own future. You are the creator of your own image of what you do. So this professor used to tell him most of the times in class, scold him in front of everyone that you're not meant for engineering, you cannot pass mathematics, this is not good. And he was so demotivated because of this, and he was frustrated. He was also thinking to quit engineering. In the second semester, we had this technical session. So like you have technical sessions in your colleges, we also had technical sessions in which there was a session from a networking company called as Cisco, a very big company. And there was a session of Cisco packet tracer, NetBulls, which was driven by a NetBulls company from Delhi. Now, this company came in our college. They had 2 days of camp. In this 2 days of camp, for the first time, when all the first year batch was sitting in one room, this person came in who was representing this particular NetBulls and Cisco. He came in and he asked one question. He said, if the question which I'm going to ask, if anyone in this room is able to answer this question, I would like that person to come front and sit in front on the first row. Okay. Now he said that this question I asked him to IIT people also, to students of IIT. And he said, if any one of you knows what is the algorithm or what is the way in which we can hide data behind image. And he said, other college students took 1 or 2 minutes to answer this question. But as soon as he asked this question, Manish answered, steganography? It was like he was questioning himself. Now, when this person answered, everyone from that room was looking back on the last bench where Manish answered this question. Very smoothly, very easily, within only first 2 seconds, as soon as he asked the question. So this person who was leading the show, he asked him to come forward and sit in front. During this entire 2 days of camp, we learned a lot of things. And around the end, he said, whoever is going to pass this examination with the first rank will get a chance to visit Delhi and will get a chance to attend the CCNA certification exam. Free of cost. The payment will be all from NetBulls. Now, in this entire batch, when we had the final exam, Manish cracked with the first rank and he went to Delhi with that person. Now, he was so excited because he was already doing a lot of ethical hacking courses, a lot of networking courses from the first, and he was so good at that because he knew that he is good in that. And the person who took him to Delhi asked him to drop out of college and just do the session or just do the course of this networking. He completed this networking course of 1 year. Around the end, when we reached till the 4th year of engineering, by the time we were looking for jobs, all of us in the engineering, he was already holding a salary of 20 lakh plus. The person who was scolded in front of an entire class that you're not worth to become an engineer, he was already holding a salary of 20 lakh plus as a network engineer in some big company. That's where I want to tell you, know your own worth. Don't let anybody else decide who you are, because you know you are the creator of your own future. And that is really important. And also, along with this, you have to believe in yourself. The believe word is very small, but it is really big in terms of everything. The only one who can beat me is the only thing that you have to follow. Now, with this, I will tell you a very small story of my own. What I used to do in my engineering second year, I started, so I had a smartphone. Now, everybody has a smartphone where there are 2 SIM cards, portable smartphone. So I had a smartphone where I can plug in 2 SIM cards. I created WhatsApp account with both the SIM cards. The first WhatsApp account was my own personal account. The second WhatsApp account, I named it as Nature. And what I used to do is, I used to send motivational quotes daily to my own WhatsApp, to myself, from this Nature WhatsApp. Now I was receiving this text, this messages, this images daily. And I kept I kept a routine of it. One day, one of my friends saw this and he asked me, who is this Nature who is sending you every day this messages, every day this motivational quotes, and you're not replying to him? I told him, this Nature is me after next 2 years. Who I want to become in next 2 years, that is Nature. So he said, okay, good, that's fine. After 2 years, around the end of engineering, this my friend again asked me, hey Nisarg, I remember last time you said after 2 years you want to become this Nature. Have you become Nature now? I said, no, this Nature is me in next upcoming 5 years. In next upcoming 5 years, I want to become Nature. He said, okay, that's fine. After 5 years, he called me recently, just one month back. And he asked me, Nisarg, I remember clearly in around the last year or third year semester, I asked you that, have you become Nature? Now, already you are around the edge that you are about to complete this 5 years. So have you already become Nature that you wanted to become? I told him, see my friend, a simple story of motivation, I'll tell you. I will keep on updating these years that I want to become Nature until and unless this Nature becomes billionaire, which is my end dream, which is my end goal. I will keep on pushing this year's front ahead, and I will keep on achieving and motivating myself and keep on moving forward and keep on competing with my own self. I don't have to compete with anybody else in this world. I have to compete with my own self from yesterday. This is the only thing that each and every one of us should keep in mind, that your motivation is you. Your competition is you. If you want to become someone, you're not going in the right direction, my friend. If you want to become someone that you seek yourself in future and you see yourself becoming that, then you're on the right track, my friend. That's where I will tell only one who can beat me is a very key and important aspect of each and everyone's life. The third thing relies around use the fear or the fear uses you. Now, with this statement, it is a really big statement. But how fear uses you, each and every one of us knows. I have seen that many of us gives up as soon as we end up hitting a wall. Now we are working very hard for something and we know that it is going to come up, it is going to pay off, hard work always pay off. But if you think from the beginning that I'm not going to achieve anything from this, what I'm doing right now, then there's no point in doing that. Just drop it. Do everything for some purpose. Without purpose, literally don't do anything. Now, how do I articulate this use the fear or the fear uses you? Again, a small story of my own. When I was till the 10th standard or 10th grade, I was learning the whole 10th, whole schooling in my own native language, which is Marathi in Maharashtra. Now, I was schooled in Marathi language, so I was having a fear of English. I was having public speaking fear in English language. So I couldn't talk confidently in English. So it was not a problem when I was in 11th standard, 12th standard, in junior college. It was not a big problem. I was able to write English, I was able to speak, but I was not able to talk confidently in front of everyone. But as soon as I got into engineering, it became a very big issue of mine. And it became a very big fear factor for me that I was not confident enough to stand on the stage and talk in front of everyone in English. Now, how I wanted to overcome this fear? I wanted to overcome this fear just because if I don't, then this fear will use me and I will be back in the race. Now, that's where I started and I thought about it. Then I joined a UK-based telecommunication call center. Now, this UK-based telecommunication call center, I joined during my 4th year of engineering, where my engineering was parallelly going on in the daytime. And in the night shift, I used to attend this call center. I used to go there. Why specifically UK-based trading call center? Because when you talk with UK-based people, you have to nullify your English accent to 0. And that's where, in order to make your English accent to 0 or to nullify your English accent, you will get a very nice and decent training from this call centers. So I got this training of entire 2 months, how to nullify my English accent, how to overcome my fear of speaking in English. One day while I was in this call center, while I was working over the calls, I was taking calls. I resolved the issue of one 60-year-old lady where she didn't know how to restart her router. I helped her restart her router. And after the call, she said, could you please give your phone to your manager? I want to appreciate your work that you have done for me. That day I realized I have overcome the fear of my English speaking, of my public speaking. And how it resulted? As soon as I got into my first organization, I delivered my first presentation in front of everyone. I was awarded as the best sell pitch deliver or the best presenter of that particular session, and I won the session with the first rank. To overcome your fear, you have to work hard. Nobody else is going to work for you. It's only you, and it's only you. Whenever you want to overcome this fear, you have to think about a way to get out of it, or the fear will swallow you. And that's where we need to start from scratch to build our knowledge, to build something. I hope this is making a sense, because this is really important talk, which you will definitely get such talks on TED Talk, you will definitely get such talks on YouTube. But I am talking with some real life experiences, which is really important, and which is again, my talk is again leading to consistency is the key to success. I will come to that point definitely sooner. Now, work hard in silence. Let the success make all the noise. And that's where, I want to tell you a small story before I jump to this question. I would like to, I love my way of talking in small stories. That's how I do it. So there was a pond, a small pond in jungle, and there were two frogs who were friends of each other, and they were jumping in the jungle. They were roaming around, and these two frogs fell in that pond. Now, this pond was deep enough that these frogs couldn't jump outside, and they got stuck inside, and there was no water in this pond. So they got stuck inside and they couldn't get out. Now, one of the frog was explaining to the other frog that we can't get out. This is really difficult to get out of this particular pond. We are not able to get out of here. But the comedy part was the second frog could not hear. He was disabled. He couldn't hear anything. He was not also able to talk. And he couldn't hear what he is trying to say. He was thinking that this frog is trying to motivate me to jump out of the pond. The first frog was having such a negative aura that he was trying to tell the second frog, that you can't jump out of it. This is very deep enough. You can't get out of it. But the second frog was thinking, okay, he's motivating me. He was trying each and every single day to get out of this particular pond. The first frog died without working and without even trying. He died out of the loss of motivation. But the second frog, when he was jumping all 7 days, he was trying hard. His legs supported him and he was able to jump out of the pond and get free from that particular deep pond. The moral of the story is this frog was disabled. He couldn't hear anybody. Now, in our case, we can hear people, but don't let people's talk or don't let people's perspective about you impact what you're doing. Work hard, keep working. Don't let anybody else change your opinion. Don't let anybody else divert you from your goal, because the people who you are surrounded with matters a lot. Now, when I was in my first company, when I was in Zensar Technologies, in my first company, I had to go to Hyderabad. I had to join Hyderabad, and when I joined Hyderabad, that company, it was such a great new beginning of my life. Now that's where so this is a story how I became RPA developer. Okay, so listen to this one very properly. This is a very interesting story. So when I got into Zensar, I was given tasks. I was trained on automation development, but not using RPA, using Java, using Selenium. Now, I was doing this Java and Selenium for 2 to 3 months, but I was not interested in automation development using scripting language, using development coding language. And that's where one of my friends introduced me to RPA. He introduced me to UiPath. Now, I searched a lot. In 2018, I searched a lot. Who can teach me RPA? Who can teach me UiPath? But there was nobody who can guide me. That's where I found that there is Academy, which is an online portal of UiPath, academy.uipath.com, and online documents available where I can study. So that's where I thought, okay, now this is the moment where I have to train myself. Now, I didn't even have my own personal laptop at that moment while I was a software engineer. I never had my personal laptop. In college also, I had one laptop, but it was not working properly. It was broken, and it was second-hand laptop. While I started working, I realized that I have to learn by myself, and I have to use the company's laptop or the company's machine in order to learn. So company didn't give me laptop so that I can take it home and I can learn from myself. It was a machine. So I had to stay in office to learn. What I used to do is I used to work for entire 9 hours, right from the morning to end. But as soon as everyone leaves, I used to sit back and I used to study RPA. Now I was so persistent, I was so consistent to study RPA that I used to study till 12 o'clock in night or 1 o'clock in night. I used to study and then I used to return back to home. I used to come back to office in the morning. Now, while I was studying, one day I was caught up in one problem where I couldn't run my bot. it was not executing, and there was nobody to guide me how to execute it. And I didn't know that there are forums, there are channels available where people can guide me. But I was stuck in a problem where I had to solve it by myself. Everybody left after office hours. I sat back in office. I started working on the development again. I started searching how I can resolve this problem. My mom called me at 12 a.m. in night. She asked me, "Have you reached home?" I lied. You should never lie to your parents. But that day I lied to her. I said, "Yes, yes, I am. I reached home. I'm comfy in my bed. I'm sleeping already." But I was in organization. I was still in company. I was still working on the problem which I faced. That day I worked till 3 o'clock in the morning. I still couldn't resolve the problem. When I woke up next day, I realized it's already 8:30 a.m. and I was sleeping on my desk. I was not home. I was sleeping at my desk. When I woke up at 8:30, I realized that 9 a.m. is my login time in office. I can't go back to home. I can't take bath. I can't come back to office. So I just went to washroom in the office. I washed my face. I took some mint. I came back. I sat on my desk and I started working the next day. I started working again next day, and again next day when office was over, I again started working on the problem. And that day, around 1 a.m. in the night, I was able to resolve the issue. I was able to run the bot, and my problem got resolved. And that day, I went home and I was able to sleep. And I remember that day when I slept, it was one of the most relaxing and soothing sleep I had in my entire life, is because again the same moment or the same line I will repeat: dreams are not those dreams which comes to you after you sleep. Dreams are those who does not let you sleep. So dream big, dream small milestones. Even if you want to dream small milestones, but dream. Don't forget to dream. Our life have meaning. It is really important to utilize what we have gift. And we are in this young age where we can work, we can do this. After so many years you will look back at your life and you don't want to regret. You do not want to regret. That's really important. If you don't want to regret your life, then you have to work right now. You have to start from today, from now, right after this session. You have to plan your milestones. You have to take a notebook. You have to write down the milestones that you have in your mind. No matter how big those milestones are, you have to write it down. And that is most important. Now, again, this is one of the most important aspect of each and every one of our lives, is that we stop when we are tired. But that is when the actual work starts. We should not stop when we are tired, but we should stop when we are done what we were doing. Now, to give a small example of this, of how our this mind is capable of thinking, and how can we change the capacity of learning from our own experiences. That is really important. So let me tell you again a small story. So around 2 to 3 months back, one of my friend who was a machine learning developer. Now, machine learning is a very big aspect, is a very big area where we have so many things. Artificial intelligence branch. So, a machine learning is one of the branch of artificial intelligence, and he was machine learning developer. He was machine learning engineer. People died to become machine learning engineer, and he was already a machine learning engineer. What he wanted to do is he got rejected because of COVID. I mean, he lost his job because of COVID. He got out of one company. He lost his job. Now, he was not so rich. He was depending, his entire family was dependent on his own salary. When he lost his job, he was frustrated and he was trying to search a job rigorously. That's where he attended so many interviews. He went through almost 30 to 40 interviews. Exactly, I'm not lying. He literally went through 30 to 40 interviews in different companies. But still, he was not able to crack a single interview. He was again frustrated. He lost his hope. He literally lost his hope. He said to himself that, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not capable of doing it. I'm not a machine learning engineer. I think I have lost it. That moment, he called me and he said, "Nisarg, I think I'm not able to do it. I'm not capable enough. I'm not good enough. I tried 30 companies, but I was not able to get job." That time, I was just listening to him properly. Sometimes you have to be a very good listener. I was listening to him properly, keenly, what he's trying to say, and he lost his hope. He was planning to quit IT. He was telling me that I'm planning to quit IT. I'm trying to do something else that makes more sense. That moment, I asked him one question. I told him, Akshay, can you please answer my only one question? He said, yeah, okay, go on. Why not? I asked him, what is the definition of machine learning? He said, okay, now you are making fun of me because 30 companies have rejected me and you are asking me the basic question. What is machine learning? How it makes sense? So I told him, see, I'm not trying to show you that you don't know anything. I'm just asking you a basic question. What is machine learning? He said, okay, machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence where you train a machine to think like human, and you have to train a machine rigorously over the period, and the more experience you give to a machine, the more accurate it becomes, and the more you train the machine, the more the percentile accuracy of the machine increases. That's what his definition was, as far as I remember. Now I asked him, now just emphasize on the line, the more you train this machine, the percentile of accuracy increases. When you emphasize on this line, I asked him, Akshay, tell me one thing. You went through 30 interviews from last 1 month or maybe 2 months. You were not successful to acquire a job, but you are a machine learning engineer. Did you try to find any pattern out of these 30 interviews? Did you learn from experience? Because you are a machine learning engineer, right? You train machines how to learn from experiences. Did you do that? And he was in shock. He just dropped his phone and he said, I'll call you back in 2 minutes. And he just disappeared. He just vanished. He called me not after 2 minutes, but he called me after 2 days. And he was so happy that he was telling me, Nisar, I got a job. And it's not that great salary that I was expecting, but yes, I got a job where I got a permanent work from home and my desired job, which is machine learning engineer. He was happy, and around the end, he just said one thing: "Thank you so much, Nisar, for deploying a successful machine learning model." Now, I was not a machine learning expert. He was a machine learning expert. He learned that what he was missing on. He dropped down the chart and he wrote all the questions that he was asked during all these 30 interviews, and he learned from his experience. He learned from all those questions and he found that there is a pattern in each and every interview that he appears on. He was frustrated. That's why he was not thinking proper. That was not he was thinking clear. Now, this is again one more important aspect. When you're frustrated, when you're anxious, when you're angry, you should never take any decision. Remember, take decisions only when you're calm, only when you are at a particular state of mind where you're thinking clear. At that moment, you have to take most of the decisions. Never take a decision when you're angry. That's where I told him, don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done achieving it, and never quit, and never let anybody else decide what you're capable of. Again, I'm going back to those points because consistency, keep doing something again and again over the period of years is really important. It is really, really important. Now, people will always talk behind your back. All you have to do is make sure to give them interesting topic to talk about. See, there's a small story I'll tell you. Again, I'm telling so many stories. I love telling stories. So there's a small story. There was a village. In that village, nobody had electricity. The village was not so advanced. It was a very old type village where there was no electricity. There was one person who brought a lamp when he visited Delhi. He went to Delhi, or you can say he went to Mumbai. I don't know where he went, but he went to a proper metropolitan city and he brought a lamp. When he brought that lamp, everybody was so happy to see that, oh, this guy has brought something different because his house is lightened up even in the night. How is it possible? Right? Now, when this person brought this lamp, now does it make sense? In that village, there were 100 houses. Does it make sense for each and every person to go to Mumbai and to bring that lamp? No. So what they did instead, they somehow tried to break his lamp so that he is again back to us. That's what people do. People don't let you progress. People pull your legs down. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about some people, some community, and some, around the people around you, the friends around you. They will try to pull you down. But you have to understand, people will always talk behind your back. You just have to make sure to give them a really interesting topic to talk about. When I learned RPA by myself, I managed to switch my job into RPA developer. I became RPA developer. I became team lead. I became senior consultant. Then I achieved senior RPA COE lead role. I became senior RPA consultant again in Wonderbots right now. If I look back, just 1 year back, right now it is 17th of May. But if I go 1 year back exactly, and if I look at my salary, which I received on April, my salary, I can discuss it with you. My salary was around 3.5 lakhs per year, not per month, okay? Per year. Per year, my salary was 3.5 lakh. Currently, my salary is 5 times of what I was earning exactly 1 year back. This step, this motivation which I got is not from anybody else, it's from myself. Daily, I trained myself to work hard. I trained myself to look into future. I trained myself. I planned my milestones. In 2018, I kept my wallpaper of my laptop. In 2018, I kept wallpaper of my mobile, a car Varna which I wanted to buy. And in 2021, I bought the car. Why? Because I planned that milestone that I want to buy this car anyhow in 2021. Now, when you promise to yourself, when you plan a milestone to yourself, that milestones somehow gets achieved, and that somehow is nothing but your own positive aura that comes out of yourself. And you know what happens naturally? During this entire period, you tend to motivate other people also. You tend to set some examples. During this entire journey, when nobody taught me RPA, I still managed to win the second rank in the internal company organization hackathon with the RPA, which I was learning that time. I was not fully trained on. I became RPA developer. I got out and I won the first rank in hackathon, as Dhananjay sir already mentioned. I won second rank again. So back to back 2 hackathons, global hackathons I won. And in 2021, I became UiPath MVP, which is the most valuable professional. Only a few people around the entire globe. Now to become this, to achieve this goal, I worked hard. And along with working hard, I did not only work alone, only for myself, but I helped other people a lot. I helped other people a lot to gain their knowledge, to guide them to a rightful direction, to tell them what is the right way to achieve goal in your life and what is the right way to move forward and to keep doing what you're doing. I know I'm talking a very big words, and those are making sense. I know that, and you will hear these words from everyone in the motivational talks. But really, when you are in your own real life, you are the creator of your own life. No one else is going to hold your hand and pull you up. You have to go up by the ladder by yourself, and that ladder will be broken so many times. That ladder will People will try to break that ladder, will try to pull you down so many times, but you have to keep going up, keep moving up. That is really important. That is what makes difference, and that is what brings a huge change in your own mentality. Now once you achieve that, once you become a positive thinker, end of the day, you end up becoming confident on yourself. I'm not saying over smart or overconfident. I'm saying confident. Confident because of your abilities, that you know what you're capable of. And that confidence you have to bring in yourself. And that only is possible because of consistency. Now, with this, I suffered from too many sleepless nights. Whenever I was in engineering, it is not that I was only going around and dancing. I was not only just roaming around and chilling in engineering, but I was also keeping my scores maintained, because while you're learning, this score, this percentages, or this engineering, whatever you get as in final exam is really important, because people look at score. We, entire humanity has defined ourselves with rules where we judge each other with some percentages. Now, I don't know who invented percentage, but people have invented this to calculate someone's ability by a percentage. Now, this percentage doesn't matter unless and until you are cracking it and you are going ahead every time. Even though if you fall down, even though if you fail in some examination, don't let yourself down, because hurdles are part of each and every person's life. I don't have to give you examples of big people who have done so many things and why they failed and what they were and how they became it, because everyone is talking about that. I want to tell you that when this system is defined by our own humans to calculate, to gauge someone's ability by percentage, we have to manage ourselves to keep some good score. I was not a topper of my own engineering college, not at all. I was not a topper of my 11th or 10th, 11th or 12th junior college. I was not the topper. I might be topper of my class, but I was not topper in the entire college. But I managed to keep myself up to date, to keep myself in the rank always, just because I was doing this competition with myself. I was never doing this competition with anybody else. I was not going to the person who is first ranker. I was telling him, you know what, I'll surpass you in the next exam. No, 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 I was not doing that. Not at all. I was every day coming back at home. I was talking to myself. Okay, yesterday you were able to do only 5 mathematics solutions, but today you're going to do 12. How I kept myself up to date with the knowledge. Wherever there was exam, I know most of the people, now I know you can relate it very easily. Most of the people are late night workers, where just one day before exam you guys try to study and try to crack through exams. And I have also been through that phase, but I never kept that habit. What habit I kept is, I was so scared of the exams. I literally was so scared of the exams that as soon as the exams used to come, I used to complete the entire portion or the course that is needed for this exam 1 month prior. And this whole month, 1 month before the exam, I just used to continuously, repeatedly give multiple questions to myself and try to solve them. That's where on the day of exam, everybody used to come with a book. Everybody used to study in some corner just 1 minute prior to the exam, and they used to still look at the book, and they used to still look at what portion that we have to cover, and they just 1 minute prior to enter the hall. But I used to come in very chill mood. I used to be very relaxed and sit in the examination. I was not a topper, but I was managing my own score very nice because I was prepared. This preparation that we do is really, really important. And this is where you have to know that, keeping your own milestones is not only about the personal life or goal milestones, but right now in your life, if you are a student, keeping your milestones to achieve some score is also really important. Really, really important. Now, let me stop sharing my screen very quickly so that I can talk upfront. Now, during this entire session, I have given so many things, so many pointers, and I have talked about a lot of motivational aspects. But believe me, motivation is like taking a bath. You take bath every day. Nobody asked you to take bath. Why do you take bath? To keep yourself clean, to keep yourself handsome, beautiful. Why do you take bath every day? You take bath every day is because it's part of your life and you have to keep yourself clean. Similarly, this brain is, you have to train your brain. You have to train it in such a way that you have to keep yourself motivated. You know the story of that small elephant? There was one small elephant in one village. That elephant was chained with a very solid metal chain to his one leg. This person who was taking care of this elephant, he wanted that elephant not to go anywhere else, so he chained him, just like how we chain the dog. Now this small elephant, tried to break the chain a lot of times. He tried to break chain every single day of his life, but he couldn't, because this chain was strong enough to hold him. Now eventually days passed. This elephant grew, became bigger. Now you know how elephants, they are biggest mammal animals on the earth. So he became big, but his chain was still small. That small chain blocks which was keeping him tied up when he was young. The chain was still small. One day, one of the friend to that particular person who was owning this elephant asked him, "This elephant can easily break this chain, right? He can run away. Very easily he can break this chain just with the one kick, one pull. But why is not running? Why is he still chained?" So this person told him that he tried a lot in the young age, but eventually he gave up. Now he know in his mind, he's trained that I can't break this chain. I can't break free. I'm still attached to this chain, and this chain has hold me till my entire childhood, so I can't break free. There is no way I can break free. This elephant doesn't know anything, because in his brain he was trained that this chain is unbreakable. But the motivation point, or the moral of the story is, at some point you're not able to do some stuff. That's fine. It's out of your capability. That is totally fine. But not always everything is out of your capacity. Someday you are capable enough to achieve that. Someday you are capable enough to do that. And that day comes only when you keep on trying that. When you keep on doing the same thing over the period of years, unless and until you achieve that goal. If you want to become astronaut, you keep on doing what you do. You keep on going towards the goal and motivation with small milestones that you want to achieve over the period. And this can be done only when you keep this motivation up daily. And that's where I'll come back to the story, where motivation is something which you have to give yourself daily, like a tonic. Like a tonic, literally. This is really important to motivate yourself on a daily basis. And that's the whole point of the life. Now, in my life, UiPath community helped me a lot. It helped me literally a lot. Dr. Prakash has already mentioned that, I won't talk big about myself, I won't talk high about myself, but at some point I was giving trainings on UiPath, and a couple of the students, couple of faculties joined this training, and they were able to gain the knowledge from me. And I'm so happy, I'm so lucky that I was able to share the knowledge that I have. I was able to propagate the knowledge to the next generation. Now, UiPath Academy helped me a lot to get trained, to get well educated, and to gain more knowledge about what I do. RPA is the future. The thing which I'm in right now, the machine learning, RPA, chatbots, these technologies are future. I know if you're a software engineer, you have to learn Java, Python. I know you are going to be frustrated throughout this entire journey of 4 years, but believe me, when I got out of college, I realized this 4 years of training is really important to make your base strong. If I ask anyone in the interview about object-oriented question, people won't be able to answer because their base knowledge is not strong. They might be able to talk about some machine learning concept. They might be able to talk about some, vast technology, but they won't be able to talk about some basic concept of what is dictionary, what is BFS, what is DFS, right? This basic concepts have to be very strong, and that's where you have to learn this throughout your college, and that's where you'll be trained. But along with this training, you have to learn parallelly what is coming in future, what is there in future, and train yourself as per the future. Now, robotic process automation is going to turn the world upside down in upcoming 5 years, because RPA. So before I talk about RPA, let me just explain you short term. What is RPA? RPA is robotic process automation. Now, when we talk about robots, the first thing that comes to our mind is a physical robot, is a physical machine. But RPA is not a physical machine. It's not a physical robot. It is a virtual component which helps you, helps your machine, helps your computer, that whatever the repetitive steps you do over the period of years, over the period of months or daily basis, it helps you to automate it. And a robot does that process repeatedly for you. You don't have to do anything. You just build the bot and the bot will keep on running. Now RPA is increasing so rapidly. In last 3 years, RPA has gone on a very different scale. It has increased very huge. And the leader in this RPA quadrant is none other than UiPath. UiPath is an RPA platform, is an RPA tool. And UiPath community is so strong community that if you want to learn even small things, you can get information of it within few minutes on UiPath for you. And you have to right now, I mean, this is the right time for you to start learning about future. Start learning what is there planned after you get out of your college. What is there in your hands? What do you build? If you start learning from right now, believe me, you will surpass even me within 2 to 3 years. You can do that if you start learning right now. Nobody guided me in my engineering. Nobody guided me when I was learning. I started my journey while I was in company, while I was in corporate area. You can start. You have opportunity to start right now while you're not in corporate. That's where I would suggest each and every one of you, if you want to learn RPA, which is the future, obviously, register to UiPath Academy right now and start learning programs, start going through the basic concepts. So let me quickly share my screen and show you how you can simply register to Academy of UiPath. Perfect. I'm sharing my screen. Now, this is the screen where you can see UiPath Academy, which is academy.uipath.com. Now, all you have to do is log in. Simply. I am just telling you, I'm giving you a key aspect to start at some point, and you start with UiPath, because this is one of the most easy tool which you can learn without explicitly having high technical knowledge. And you can create your own robots, and believe me, it's going to be magic as soon as you jump in. Now, as you log into Academy, all you have to do is once you register, once you log in, navigate to courses, navigate to learning by role. In learning by role, there is a small foundation course which says RPA Developer Foundation. This course is of 39 hours only. Throughout these 39 hours, you can learn entire RPA from base. And this course is from such scratch that even if you don't know the definition of RPA, it is literally starting from scratch to explain you what is RPA Developer Foundation. What is RPA Developer? What does RPA Developer do? And there are so many courses. Once you are addicted, believe me, look at this. I have completed almost each and every course with 100%. You get addicted to this. And this is going to be really amazing platform for you to start automating right now. If you are a computer science student, even if you're not computer science student, you can still leverage this platform to learn about RPA, to gain some knowledge in which lies in future. And I believe you would do that. Also, we have UiPath Forum, which is one of the biggest community where you can post your questions and you get answers very immediately within very few minutes. We have so many people here. You can create a new topic and you can start exploring, or you can also start exploring already mentioned questions. You have UiPath community events, which is one of the biggest platform for each and every one of you, where we deliver so many technical questions. Now, this UiPath community events platform is where you get everything for you, community blog, tutorial, how you can become next MVP, and all the things that you get right here, and you can start learning from this platform. So there are so many things which are available out there in market where you can grow your knowledge. And this is how I started my knowledge, gaining knowledge sharing. And eventually I had my own YouTube channel where If you search on YouTube, this is my YouTube channel, which is Nisarga Kadam. I had this YouTube channel 1 year back, and right now I'm at 2,500 subscribers, along with 109 videos where I have showcased so many things and so many small projects where you can create from scratch. Even if you're a student, even if you don't have technical knowledge, even if you watch the videos, I have so many videos where I start from scratch. I think I have almost covered each and every aspect, and I hope I was able to motivate you a little bit, just a little bit. I was able to give you that spark inside you. And if you are motivated, if you are having that spark, I'm glad and I'm happy. Thank you, Dhananjay sir.
Thank you so much. Not little bit. You have inspired the student a lot. A lot of comments we can see in the comment section on YouTube and Facebook. Students are telling the way you have projected the thing, the way you have narrated the story. It has become very easy for student to understand what you were talking about. Without much delay, can we have our principal sir on screen? Sir was also listening throughout the session. We have Maruti sir who was listening to this along with almost 200 participants who are online. What do you say, sir? Prakash sir, over to you.
Sorry, you're muted.
We can't hear you, sir.
Prakash sir, we
Sorry,
cannot
sir.
hear you.
Yeah. Sorry. Now I'm able to hear. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. It's very nice to see you, Nisarg. It was amazing to see the words you started using and the motivation. It's not just a small motivation. At this age, so much of maturity. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Very good. Very happy.
Thanks a lot.
In fact, we hope few percentage of students take your words seriously, and if they can put the efforts in the right direction, they can actually take. I personally feel they should take you as a role model. When you told about in 1 year your salary increased five folds, okay, because of a smart and efforts what you have put, I think that could be sufficient for the students to get motivated, triggered by themselves, and start looking the world from a totally different perspective. It's all about how I look the world. If I think that I can make, definitely we can make. Challenges will exist. COVID will be there. Give one good example of your friend who were actually lost his job in COVID, and ultimately how he is able to take and crack it. See, this is what students are required. Nothing is impossible. It's all in our mind. If you think that, believe that I can do, yes, we can do it. This is what it's amazing. I think I personally felt many times that I motivate students. Probably I've learned motivating at a with this big experience, but
Yes.
at this age you have been more. I've been listening you technically, man, but this is something very new avatar of yours.
Yes.
Listened a lot of RPA skills from you, but this was something different. Excellent, very good, very nice.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. This was really big experience for me. Dhananjay sir, yeah, we are not able to hear you.
Please carry on.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
requesting you
I
to
was
speak. Yeah.
yes, I was saying, Prakash sir, thank you so much for this platform for me to come up and come out with this knowledge that I have. I wanted to share a lot of times. I tried to share with my LinkedIn post. I tried to share with the photographs, WhatsApp statuses, but how many people I can reach? But this platform, I was able to reach so many people, and I hope it actually made some difference. I hope now I saw a few of the comments, and I was really happy to see that people are inspired. And now, if they're inspired, they should not let this fire go off. They should keep this fire up each and every day, every single day. And I've given that way also how to keep it up, how to keep it lit every time, because motivation is something which gives you really so many things which you can't even think about. It is astonishing that how you keep yourself motivated, how you achieve so many things, and you when you look back just 3 to 4 years back, then you are mesmerized with the work that you have done. and that's what I wanted to tell people. And I think I was able to do a good job in that. Thank you so much, Dr. Prakash, for this.
Indeed,
Absolutely.
yes.
Will you take
In fact,
questions?
So we have,
Shilpa madam, will you post the questions now?
Yes, sir.
yeah, we request the questions to be posted. We get to meet a lot of motivation speakers and all. We get to meet a lot of soft skill trainers. What was different in you, Mr. Kadam? That was when you told, "Don't stop when you are tired." Most of us say, "Ki I cannot do this because I'm tired." But what you meant to say is, don't stop when you are tired. Stop only once the work is done. Is something great which all the audience should learn from the session, along with many other things to learn from. We have Deba Sinha, who is asking, can you say more about presentations, sir? It being quite interesting.
So we want to talk about preparation. Now, I quite take this question as an how to prepare yourself to be keeping yourself updated every day. See, preparation is very simple. It is really, really very simple. First thing is always, as I told already, always you have to keep your mind calm. Just keep calm every day. You wake up, 5 minutes spent for yourself with a calm mind. Write down all the things that you want to do over the period. Write down, note down the points that you have to do in this day, and try to achieve all these points at the end of the day. And if you're not able to achieve, that's fine. You have next day. You have next day. But try to write down the things that you want to do. Every day, if you come to my home, you'll find so many stickers around my desk and so many things written. That is how I want to keep myself updated. So that's how you prepare. Start by writing down, and I hope that technique works for you. We have a question for, will it be easy for first year student to start UiPath? The question is from Impana, if I'm pronouncing it right. So, hi Impana. Yes, why not? It is going to be easy for you to start UiPath even if you are a first year student. Now, believe me, let me tell you one example. There is a student of 8th grade who has built a bot where his dad trained him on RPA. His dad is an RPA developer eventually, and the person is in 8th grade. So you're in first year of engineering, you are quite mature. You'll be able to understand it very easily because UiPath is a part of RPA, and RPA is pretty much easy for you to understand and get started with. It is not at all difficult. You just start with the course, start learning. If you have any difficulty, you have me anytime. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, you can reach out to me on YouTube, wherever you want to reach out to me. And I'm also already there with your college, so you can reach out to me anytime.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, parallelly, I would like to bring to your notice when the speaker was telling about he started doing RPA, he started learning RPA when he wanted to do it. So it is all about the want when you want to start. Fortunately, you are at East Point College of Engineering and Technology, wherein you have people like Dr. Prakash as the principal, and a lot of other faculties are there. We Sir was talking about, we have IIILP program, Industry Institute Integrated Learning Program, wherein all those chapters are there, all those branches are there. So do get in touch with people who are for this. Professor Shilpa Patil, madam, is there. You can get in touch and we can take it further. Can we have the next question, please?
So we have a question from East Point Group of Institution. How do you motivate yourself to get work done after trying many things and failing over and over again? Okay. For this question, I'll again try to answer it with a small story. So every one of us knows Elon Musk, right? When Elon Musk was working on his space research company, his first rocket which he built, he spent entire amount in that first rocket which he was trying to build, and he literally sold his one of the company. He was completely broke by the time while he was building this rocket, and this rocket failed. The first rocket of Elon Musk, space tech, failed. SpaceX. Now, when he failed, when this test failed, entire world was laughing at him. Everybody was telling him that this is not possible. Even NASA was telling him that landing a rocket properly is not possible at all. They used to land the rocket in sea. But what Elon Musk did he quit? He lost almost all the amount. Did he quit? No. He again raised funds. He tried to build second rocket right from scratch, right from beginning, while he noticed that the last 5 years of investment, 5 years of research went down. We might have thought that way. But what he thought is from last 5 years, we have learned what not to do. We have learned what not to do, and we have to learn now what else to do apart from what we have done in the mistakes. That is how we should think. And that's how we should keep ourselves motivated, that even if we fail, we are learning that this is a wrong way. The amount of times you fail, the amount of times you learn that this is the wrong path. That's a good thing, right? Then you can search about the right path.
Absolutely.
Consistency, the way to success. Our topic was consistency is the way to success. So that shows about that. Can we have the next question, please?
For longer period, exactly. So how can we be consistent for longer period? Now, longer period, that is the main thing. So every day, I learn or I try to learn something new for 1 hour in my entire 24 hours. I sleep for only 5 or 6 hours. I try to spend 1 hour at least to learn something new. Even if I'm working, even if I'm helping community, even if I'm doing a lot of work. But if I miss this 1 hour, I add up this 1 hour to my next day's 1 hour training, and I learn 2 hours in the next day. You have to keep learning until you die, because nobody is smart enough to know everything. There is a huge knowledge outside in the world, and learning is not related to only book learning, is not related to only technological learning. You can learn something new also. So to become consistent, plan half an hour in a day where you try to learn something new. Something new. It could be anything. Even if you watch a small TED talk of 30 minutes, it will be helpful for you. Try to learn something different. Try to learn something new. That helps your knowledge base, that helps you to talk in front of others confidently. That's how you keep yourself motivated for a longer time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your explanation. Can we have the next question, please?
What are the prerequisites? Who can learn RPA? So there are no prerequisites of technological dependency as such. Everyone can learn RPA, and the motivation, if you read UiPath's line, the line or the slogan that they have is each person. So they have a dream, each person robot. I mean a robot for each person. Now that robot for each person is not included only for robot for each IT person. They have not written it that way. They have written robot for each person. So everybody can learn RPA. There is no limitation to that. Just start it. You will understand eventually, and it is easy.
Mr. Nisarg, as we are talking about RPA, we are talking about automation, we are talking about robotics, and most of the crowd is from first year. Can you explain in 60 seconds what is RPA?
Correct. So RPA, definition-wise, is a robotic process automation. Now, when we talk about robotic process automation, it is a software robot, software assistant in your machine, which helps you automate all your daily routine tasks, which you keep on doing tediously, manually, and repetitively. Now, I will give a very short example. If I'm sending email to students as a college teacher, as a college trainer every day to different batches, if I can automate that work, I can just simply click a button, and that robot will automatically pick up the file from a specific folder and send it to all the students. Now my time is saved as a professor, and I can concentrate more on some other things. That's what RPA is.
Wonderful. This brings, this also ignites another question to Dr. Prakash. Sir, can you take this? There were a lot of verticals available, a lot of courses there available, and I have seen you very keenly working on RPA. You have been always talking good about RPA. So why RPA at East Point?
No, not exclusively for East Point. RPA is for, it has opened up a lot of job openings. See, dear student, one thing you need to understand is that today the requirement for the industry is different. Uh, Whatever we have been teaching, many times I keep on telling this, it's not just about upskilling now. There is a shift called as risk. It's not about reskilling or upskilling. We should completely reskill now. So there is a paradigm shift in the complete skill sets that is being required by the industry. One skill which is going to actually make a bigger difference is RPA. Of course, we have Salesforce also, we have AWS also. I do agree, but that there are a lot of other people. Today, if you see in the market for RPA, we have only two major vendors. One is Blue Prism, another one is UiPath. We have taken UiPath because their academic alliance is very, very strong, and Rajesh keeps on supporting for all the activities for us. So, trust me, dear students, at East Point, we have started these courses. If anyone who is interested in the first year students, as Nisarg was telling, you don't require any prerequisites. Start up. Trust me, you will enjoy like when you start building small pods. Even if you want what you was telling, small emails, small SMS booting, lot of mundane jobs. What we have in our own college, we can automate this as a bots and we can make it up. I think this is how you should start up now. If people are, I think there is one message on the YouTube by Junaid. I don't know. This student keeps on regularly asking. I think he has the same question here. Junaid Khan. I think it's good that some people get motivated, inspired, whatever the effort we are putting here. That's good. Yeah, we can improve our base knowledge with this journey for force. Yes, I think Nisarg, you should take this.
Definitely. So Junaid is asking, how can we improve our base knowledge within this journey of 4 years? And believe me, this is what I really missed during my 4 years of journey. So what you have to do is you have to plan this all 4 years, because these 4 years are not going to come back in your life, and you are going to really miss it. That why I didn't take the steps in this 4 years. So whenever you're going through this college education or the college knowledge, the knowledge that you're being given in college, that is also really important. You learn that, you achieve that, but at the same moment, try to apply it practically. Whenever you learn something, you try to apply it practically, and then you enjoy it eventually. You learn it, and then you like it. You eventually start liking it. And then you actually know why they have planned 8 semesters in such a way that you grow your knowledge. Now, these 4 years, you have to plan small things, how practically you can do the things. Now, doing practical is really important. I'm emphasizing on the word of practical. Theoretically, everybody learns. Theoretically, everybody is able to write. Even a parrot can talk what we say. He can repeat. But doing it practically is really important. So you have to plan that. And that is only one thing which is going to take you higher on a higher level, Junaid. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Along with training and placement at East Point College of Engineering and Technology, we also have started encouraging students to take entrepreneurship as one of another vertical. So having said entrepreneurship has to do a lot of good things in the society, bring in a lot of job and satisfaction in the mindset of the student. One of the student is asking, do RPA help anyways in entrepreneurship?
It does. It definitely does. Now, RPA is something where you are making job easy. You're making some task easy. Now, if you are able to crack through some use case, now you have 4 years to think about it. Nobody's pressuring you, nobody's giving you salary to do it. You have 4 years. If you crack some small part or some small use case in each and every person's life on a daily basis, and if you're able to make it easy for normal people, then you can start your own company, you can brand it as your own application, as your own product, launch it, and you can become entrepreneur. Now, there are people who doesn't know technology, and they are our audience. They are the end users of what we are going to build. So keeping them in mind, plan your milestones, keeping them in mind, think about what you can build and build something which is helping other people, which is helping community, general people. And believe me, your product within some time will be flashing on Forbes. That's all you have to do.
So, having all those done, sir, please.
Yeah. Can I, if just get into an action plan, can I see if the students who are watching somewhere around 150, I think some few people dropped out now from 222 people are, what I'm telling, if how many students are interested, can you tell that yes on the chat box? We'll take the count. If the number is good enough, I will request Shilpa madam to initiate one session for the students. We can create a separate batch on RPA where for the first introduction we'll again call Nisar to start up and tell up this one. I think after that Shilpa madam will take forward the complete training program. Yes, dear students, your time starts now. Before I'll be interacting, you give thumbs up if you want someone who is interested to take up RPA. Immediately now, we will launch the program. Give your thumbs up now. We will take your USA number. If interested, we'll start the course for the first semester only. We are committed to do that.
And comments are pouring like anything. We are getting a lot of messages like yes, 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 sir, yes. A lot of students are coming with thumbs up.
Good. Done. I think Shilpa madam, it's your responsibility now. I think compile this. Maruti sir will coordinate. We'll have the student. There is no prerequisites. I've been telling these students for a quite long time. Prerequisite for me when I was doing my engineering, prerequisites were a very big challenge because many times we felt there is no fundamentals. Today you have a lot of things available online. If you don't understand one concept or there is a prerequisite for that particular concept, go to YouTube, man. Just listen to that concept. Fix your prerequisites. Proceed. Only thing is that you need to put that extra effort to add on certain prerequisites to cover those fundamentals. So it is not at all easy. And one thing I want to tell you, dear students, start penetrating vertically on one particular vertical. For example, if you are taking RPA, and which under the bigger ecosystem of artificial intelligence, RPA is going to actually be the major component. So there will be definitely huge jobs that gets opened up in RPA. My own experience when I was working with one of the college, one of the mass recruiter recruited the people, and Rajesh Nambiar told that I want to support the student. We trained few students who already got placed in one of the mass recruiters. The package after the training package itself shooted to double. Okay, just a 2 weeks training program made a huge difference for the life of the students. And till today, that student Madan who was there with me, he keeps on telling me, sir, you made a bigger difference to my life. Okay, what I'm telling is these are my own case studies. What I see students feel there is a lot of value addition. If you want to really work on, start working penetrately, get the expertise and reach out to the top level certifications of RPA. You cover almost, I think, if you see the profile of Nisar, he has covered almost all in from UiPath Academy, all certifications. You just, that's it. Just an example. You start doing it out. Still, you are starting very early. If you can master it, you trust me, we'll be there to get to the job. Job is not at all a criteria. If you have skills, you have right attitude towards the learning, there are plenty of platforms. No need to be dependent on Dhananjay and me also for the jobs. You just post what you have done. All your credentials can be posted on social media. People will come behind you. Nisarg himself will initiate that, yes, there is an opening in this particular company, you can come and take the job. Okay, so let us, probably in another 2-3 years, the game is going to totally change. The way the education services delivered will be the paradigm shift. Dear students, if you don't upskill or don't reskill yourself, it will be bigger problem for you all people. So the right time, we have already put a base here. We have all the top companies. It's not only about RPA. If you are very passionate about even Salesforce technology or other cloud computing, you don't think that I don't have fundamentals. You can always fix those fundamentals. You can go back, fix all those programs to YouTube and all other resources, fix it, you're done.
Great, sir. Correct. The need is reskilling, upskilling, learning, and unlearning. So, dear audience, with this, yeah, as sir was talking, along with Mr. Nisarg, we have another expert of RPA here, who is our own professor, Professor Shilpa Patil, madam. So, madam has been answering to the queries of many students whom that she is training. Uh, I would like to ask madam to ask some question to our another expert, Nisarg sir. Madam, over to you. This is your turn to ask the question. Can we have the question flashed on screen? Yeah. Mr. Nisarg, this is for you. Can you tell one motivational question?
You can ask yourself when you're not feeling
Please go.
Okay, so very insightful question this is actually, that one motivational question when you ask yourself when you're not feeling motivated. So this is a very insightful thought which is given to this question. All you have to do is just what I do. I mean, personally, whenever I realize that I'm not feeling motivated, I'm demotivated, I'm not trusting my own self, what I do is I just sit calm right in front of a mirror. I look at myself and I remind myself of the milestone that I have planned. Now, I have planned the milestone in 2021 to get my dream bike at the end of 2022, which I dream. I want this bike in my garage. I plan such motivation. Sorry for that, but this is how I plan my milestone. So I just remind myself that this is a milestone, Nisar, that you have to achieve at the end of 2022. Now, right now, what you're doing? Are you thinking that will that bike be in your garage? No. If you calm your mind, if you straightforwardly again focus, you start working. So whenever you are not feeling motivated, just simply sit back, remind yourself of your own milestone that you have planned. I'm not talking about dream. I'm talking about milestone which you can achieve in a smaller period of time. That's all you have to do. And that works for me. I hope that answers the question, Shilpa ma'am. Thank you. Perfect. I can see there are so many thumbs up and so many yes. Now I am feeling motivated to see this response. So this is great, actually. We have such a live crowd, livelihood crowd.
I think the way to success is to plan. As the speaker was telling, plan. He has a planning. You organize, you coordinate, and you finally execute. And look for that it is done. If any scope of improvement is there, keep improving. Prakash sir was talking about the cycle. It is a cycle wherein you plan, organize, coordinate, execute. If something goes wrong, once again plan accordingly and see to that you achieve the success. If we have any other question to be asked from the audience side.
And Dr. Prakash sir is right. There is no harm in rebooting the skills. You just have to reboot the entire skill if you still want to. And you can do that anytime. And there is no age limit to it, honestly. And I am lucky that I met Dr. Prakash, because he is one of the most enthusiastic person I have ever seen from any college. I have never seen such live professor, such live principal. And if I would have such principal, I don't know where I would have been right now.
Thank you, thank you. I remember that first time when you came on LinkedIn and posted me, you interacted me on LinkedIn. So I thought that it's good that, see, that's how the relationship starts with. Then I told Shilpa Madam, will you just speak to him? I think she carried forward the relationship Today, dear students, you should reach out. Everyone, you are all first year students. I think I don't want to discourage that you are all on Facebook. Yes, be on the Facebook, but still, if you're many people are not opened account on LinkedIn, kindly open LinkedIn. Follow a lot of good people on LinkedIn. Follow Nisarg also on the LinkedIn now. Okay, he is a good motivator. He posts a lot of things on RP and all these things. Follow them. Then what happens? You will get organized your complete social media on LinkedIn profile. What are your interests? Get accumulated. You get only such type of pop-ups and alerts, and it will structure the information what you get. That's how I get. So many people ask me, how do you able to get connected in a very less time and you're able to give so much of information. It's about organizing information on your social media, on your LinkedIn, on your Facebook, on your Twitter. How you manage and organize your social media, this is how you are able to give back to the student community. So open LinkedIn account now, follow Nisarg also now.
Thank you. That helps a lot. And if you have any query, you can subscribe to YouTube channel anytime you want.
Okay, before we end the session, we would like to take a few more questions. One question is from a very senior professor from East Point College of Engineering. He heads the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Ashok Shukla sir. Sir has asked, in China, he has seen bots are able to, or RP is able to automate its own. Why do human intervention required in India at RPA?
So agreed, and I would say there's a huge technological gap between a couple of countries and in India, because we start from scratch. Now we have to know ourselves that learning from scratch is important at some point, but we have so many technological advanced platforms available, and we don't train those platforms to our students, which East Point College of Engineering has started, which is really nice. But such initiatives have to be started in each and every college. It helps people, it helps students to think from that perspective right from college, and only these students are able to make such platforms going in future, right? Now across the globe, if you have seen, there are so many computer science engineers who are famous, and those are Indians, but still there is a huge scope and knowledge gap in between. So in India, I know we are still building what with our hands, but soon there will be such platforms. There is AI already implemented in UiPath, where our RPA can be integrated with artificial intelligence, and I have been training that for a long time, and this is going to happen soon, very soon. It's never back. Now we just have to start learning it right now. And the question was really insightful. Thank you so much for such a beautiful question.
Thank you. With that, I would like to take another question from one of the student of first year. Trupti is asking, sir, who is your role model? Is it you, yourself?
Yes, so this is a very nice question, Trupti. Tricky question to answer. Yeah, role model for me, myself, is me in future. As I've already told, I have given myself a name called as nature. I keep posting nature 5 years ahead of myself, and that is my motivation every time. So my role model is me. The only person who can beat me in my game is me. There's nobody else in this game.
Wonderful, nicely said. So, dear audience, this was Mr. Nisarg, who started with how to be happy, being happy, know your strength, know your worth. Who can beat you? It must be only you. Who is nature? He has told himself as a nature, for which he has to upgrade himself every time. He has also taken us through work hard in silence, because the success has to speak. The outcome has to speak, not yourself. He has also taken us through a noble thought. Don't stop when you are tired, but stop when the work is done. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, we have another question from
Ashok, sir.
Can we have on the screen? Yeah, Ashok Shukla sir was asking. Can you take this question, this last question, sir?
Okay, so differentiate between machine learning and human learning principles. Why motivation factors does not apply to machine learning? Correct. And this is why I am still talking here. Or instead, there would be a robot sitting here and he would be talking with you. Now, this is the only limitation between robots and human. We can improvise machine learning on a very high level scale, and there is not less amount of time which is needed. If you have seen the movie of Rajnikant Robot, where he builds a robot and then the robot builds his own army in the second part of robot movie, that day is not far. That day is going to be very soon near us. The only factor which is differentiating right now from robot and human is affection, is a human touch. That human touch or that affection which we think, if that is learned by any machine, then we are down. Then humanity will be taken over by robots. And that's the only difference in machine learning and human learning principles. That human can reskill, rethink, reboot their own knowledge, and they can restart, and they can take their own decisions based on any type of criticality, and that criticality is nothing but this human brain. And I am not talking this on my own experience, but it's proven scientifically that we are not even using our brain 20%. If we use beyond it, just think about it, how what all things we can do, and that's the human learning principle, that's the human science, and it's whole different topic to talk about, and it's beautiful. So motivation will definitely affect machines soon. It's coming in future, indeed.
Hope it takes some more time for machines to have motivational factor, so
Yes,
that
yes.
we can so that we can have a human world with us. With this, we are really thankful to you for your precious time and for taking our audience so nicely throughout the session. Uh, can we invite Dr. Maruti ji sir to deliver a vote of thanks?
Yeah, thank you, Dhananjay sir. Uh, Mr. Nisarg, actually, the session was not like a technical session. Uh, in fact, it was like a listening to a spiritual guru. I'm getting doubt whether you are working for any technical company or for any option. It was very amazing to hear you engage without missing any words. You spoke so fluently about motivation. When we see the chat box, definitely we can see how students are inspired. And very nicely, you mentioned certain things that when we listen to somebody, we get motivated after half an hour or maybe after 1 or 2 days, we forget it. And also, you reminded our students, not only for the students, for anybody, for any human being, very nicely reminded that we should keep on motivating ourselves, how we take positivity, uh, train our mind to get motivate ourselves, and how to connect it to the teacher. Very nicely has spoken. Because at this young age, generally, the students' priorities or anybody's priorities will be different. But I'm getting a doubt how you learned so much at this young age about this spirituality. Anyway, maybe by motivating yourself. On behalf
Yes.
of our Eastern College of Engineering, I sincerely thank you, and I thank on behalf of our beloved principal and my colleagues and my students also. I also thank our professor who is always hungry about the technology. He'll always be get inspired and become excited to talk about the technology, upskilling, reskilling, okay, all those things. I thank him on my personal behalf. I thank Mr. Dhananjay Kumar for moderating the show. I also thank Shilpa Madam. I also thank all my colleagues and very important. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Dear
much.
participants,
Thank you, Nisarg. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Huh?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this brings us to the end of this powerful session by Mr. Nisar Kadam, who was speaking about how to succeed in life, how to be consistent, how to excel in your own life. We'll come to again tomorrow, sharp at 10 o'clock, with another eminent speaker on different topic. Till then, take care. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.